Hey guys, Neely here, coming in for a quick ramen recipe. I found that ramen at Costco a week or so ago, and I've been experimenting with how to use it, and I found a recipe that my family really enjoys, and I wanted to share it with you guys. It's a real simple recipe. I'm not going to claim that it's authentic by any means, but it is doable. I wanted to make a delicious recipe with ingredients that were easy to find. There are a lot of amazing authentic recipes you can find online, but they have all kinds of ingredients that are not super easy to get here, and so I wanted to do something that was simple with ingredients that I mostly had on hand. So I'll go over the ingredients real quick. I'm also going to put the measurements down below, and then I will show you also step by step as I am cooking it. So I have 1.5 pounds of chicken thighs, onion, a thumb size or a kind of a thumb size portion of fresh ginger, salt to season the chicken with. I have molasses, soy sauce. I'm using organic tamari that's gluten-free, and then I have crushed red pepper, 2 cups of water, 2 cups of chicken broth, and that is chicken broth I made in my Instant Pot. I will put the link to my video above in the cards for making broth in the Instant Pot, but you can also use store-bought chicken broth if that's what you have. This is the ramen that I'm using that I got from Costco, and I'm using half the package. They just come in these little cakes there that you can pull out as many as you need. I'm going to be using 5 of them. There's 12 in the pack, and I found about 6 or so will feed our family for a meal, and I have 5 left, so that's what I'm using today. I have avocado oil for cooking the chicken, some fish sauce, and I made sure to get a fish sauce that did not have MSG added or anything weird. It's just really basic ingredients. And then apple cider vinegar, but you can also use rice vinegar if you have that on hand. And those are all my ingredients, and I'm going to go ahead and get cooking. The first thing I'm going to do is put some salt in my water over here to cook the noodles. You just cook those according to the package directions. And then I'm going to cook my chicken here in my Dutch oven. So I just turned my Dutch oven on to medium-high heat. I want to have the heat as high as possible because I do like to get a little bit of browning on the chicken. You can boil it in the broth if you're in a pinch and you just don't want to take the time to brown it, but I like a little bit extra flavor that it gives. To brown the chicken, I just sprinkled some salt on to my chicken, and I'm going to wait for my pan to heat up, and I'm going to pour in about 2 teaspoons or so of avocado oil. Now that my pan is hot, I'm going to throw in the chicken and just let that brown until it's fully cooked, and then I'll be pulling it out. While the chicken cooks and the water is coming to a boil, I'm just going to prep my onion and my ginger. I'm just going to slice the onion pretty finely and mince up the ginger, and I already have my garlic minced here. So my veggies are prepped, and now I'm just going to measure out my wet ingredients for when it's time to throw it all together, so it's super easy. I'm doing 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar and 1/2 cup of the soy sauce. Also to my wet ingredients, I'm going to add my tablespoon of fish sauce, my 1 teaspoon of molasses, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of the crushed red pepper flakes. And you can increase the red pepper flakes or decrease them depending on how spicy you like. We don't like a lot of spice, so I am doing kind of a scant 1/4 teaspoon. My water is boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and add the noodles, and they just cook for 3 minutes, so they're very quick. The chicken is done, so I am going to go ahead and remove it from the pan and set it aside. All right, now I'm going to add a little bit more oil so I can saute my veggies. I'm going to turn down the heat a little bit. It's pretty warm. I'm just going to saute the onion first. I sauteed the onions for a minute or 2, and I'm going to just go ahead and add the ginger and the garlic now and saute for just like 1 more minute. And the noodles are done. I'm going to go ahead and strain those, and I'm going to rinse them with cool water so that they don't get sticky and mushy. Now I'm going to add all of the broth ingredients to the pot. I have my 2 cups of chicken broth and 2 cups of water and my apple cider vinegar, soy sauce, and spices, and molasses, and fish sauce. And now I'm just going to let this come up to a boil and let it simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes. It really doesn't take too long. The onions are already cooked and everything's pretty much ready to go. You just want the flavors to kind of marry a little bit. So 5 to 10 minutes, and actually it works out pretty well if you get to this point with cooking your chicken and then getting your broth going, and then you can cook your pasta. Since the pasta cooks so quickly, you can do it really easily while the broth is simmering. So my broth has simmered for about 6 or 7 minutes, and I'm going to call that good. And now it's time to assemble. And it's kind of fun. The assembly is kind of fun, and the different toppings you can add to it are kind of fun, make it exciting. It's one of those things where you can customize each bowl. Since everything's kind of prepared separately, you can really customize for the different preferences in your family. So we just get a hunk of noodles here and a scoop of chicken, and then add the broth. Now, I don't mind. I actually enjoy the floating veggies in there, but my husband and my kids don't appreciate chunks of onion quite so much as I do. So I just use a little strainer and strain it out as I go. And so everyone gets it the way that they like it, but you still get all the great flavor of the ginger and the garlic and the onion, even without the chunks floating in there. So that is what a very basic bowl looks like. Some ideas for toppings are sesame seeds, cilantro, chopped green onions. You can do a soft boiled egg on top, which is really delicious. Bean sprouts, like fresh crunchy bean sprouts right on top, give a really nice texture to the dish. You can also do things like simmer some sliced mushrooms in the broth as you're cooking the broth, or some bok choy or cabbage, or some sliced carrots. There's all kinds of things you can add to this, and you really can just play with it and figure out what you enjoy. So that is it for my very simple and easy ramen recipe. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know if you try it, and let me know what you think. I will talk to you again soon. Bye, guys.